and that the status quo is just not working for people.
How their goals for the capital city overlap and differ.
And an abandoned dog finds his forever home with first responders.
He was a gift that we didn't know we were receiving that day.
This is Fox 9 News at 9.
Our top story tonight, the White Bear Lake school superintendent is explaining how a man managed to enroll in high school posing as a teenager.
He says the man claimed to be an unaccompanied youth and lied on forms. Fox 9's Mike Manzoni joining us in our newsroom tonight. Mike, the superintendent says the district had no options there.
Kelsey and Randy, the superintendent says state law requires districts to enroll unaccompanied youths, even if they cannot provide documentation proving that they are who they say they are. He says Kelvin Lubke did hand over documentation in this case and claimed to be an unaccompanied youth when he enrolled at White Bear Lake Area High School as Kelvin Perry. That's a fake name. In a statement to families, the superintendent said in part, quote, he also presented a birth certificate from another country showing that he was 18 years old and eligible for high school enrollment. Throughout the enrollment process, there was no reason to believe the official birth certificate was fraudulent. The provided birth certificate included authentic watermarking and official stamps, seals. There was no indication that the document was anything less than authentic. The district says Lubke enrolled on September 3rd and stayed for 19 days, so 3 weeks or so. During that time, the superintendent says Lubke, who you see here, also signed up for the football team and even participated in 3 practices. But he was not homeless as he claimed. Lubke actually lived with a couple he knew from church, and that couple told us they thought he worked at a nearby McDonald's and had no idea that he had enrolled in high school. Lubke is still in custody as police continue to investigate what happened here. In the newsroom tonight, Mike Manzoni, Fox 9.
All right. Thank you, Mike, for that update on that story. And new tonight, people in St. Paul's North End neighborhood are coming together after they say an ICE raid took place there this morning. They claim that an entire roofing crew was detained by agents in unmarked vehicles who refused to identify themselves. And now many say they're concerned.
I am scared for my community. I am worried about what the future will bring. I'm worried about the chilling effect that ICE being in our neighborhoods is going to have for the families that live here and for the people who are just coming to visit, coming to work, coming to participate in our vibrant community.
And just coming into the newsroom minutes ago, a statement from ICE which confirmed the arrest of 4 people. 3 are from El Salvador. The 4th is from Honduras. Officials say 3 of them had final orders of removal. 1 will be placed on immigration proceedings. ICE also says 3 individuals had prior criminal convictions.
3 drivers are recovering tonight after a 5-vehicle crash in Plymouth. The aftermath can be seen on traffic cameras. It happened in the northbound lanes of 494 near Highway 55 just before 5 p.m. 3 drivers were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The northbound lanes of I-494 were closed for over an hour. As a result of this crash, they have since reopened.
Details about a shooting at a wedding in Maplewood. This happened at Keller Regional Park last Saturday. Authorities say the best man at the wedding shot another man in both legs during an argument. The 36-year-old victim was taken to the hospital while police say the best man fled. Officers arrested him in Maplewood yesterday. He has not yet been charged.
In the wake of the mass shooting at Annunciation Catholic Church and School, many Minnesota's leading medical doctors are calling for state laws to ban assault-style weapons. As Tim Blotz reports tonight, several of them witnessed that horrific tragedy firsthand.
You have to understand that many of these doctors see and treat the aftermath of gun violence, and some of them on a daily basis. But they say this was so much different because Annunciation involved children, and a lot of them. Now, leading doctors from across the state gathered at the Capitol this afternoon demanding stricter gun laws. Among them was Dr. Patricia Valusik of Children's Minnesota, who had to treat a number of these young victims from Annunciation School.
I've had some time to reflect on what happened to our community. I am angered that my initial thought upon hearing that we were receiving multiple children from a school shooting was, we knew this would happen to us someday. How do we live in a society that knows this will happen again and does nothing to prevent it? We cannot let this moment pass without making a change. without moving our feet.
We're not coming at this as Democrats or Republicans. We're coming at this as unabashedly pro-child. And I think if we all put our politics aside and think about what makes common sense here, that we all know what to do.
Now, the doctors have 4 demands of state lawmakers. The first, a statewide ban on assault weapons. Second, a statewide ban on high-capacity magazines. Third, a requirement for firearms to be stored, locked, and unloaded separate from ammunition. And number 4 here is a removal of the prohibition on cities to enact stricter firearms regulations than the state. Democrats have proposed many of these initiatives, but Republicans want to focus on mental health and school safety. Governor Walz today spoke about the impasse that's happening.
Very, very frustrating, because right now they want to talk about everything other than guns. We're still working it. Still working it.
Yeah, there you see the governor still trying to get some kind of agreement on a special session. Getting back to the doctors here, they say that this is very much a public health issue, not a political issue, and needs to be treated like a public health issue.
And you can watch that full press conference on our website, fox9.com.
Annunciation Catholic School continues to show incredible resilience in the wake of that mass shooting in August that left 2 students dead and injured nearly 24 other people. The school marked the feast of St. Therese Lisieux with acts of kindness that spread beyond their classroom walls. Fox 9's Leon Purvis is outside of Annunciation tonight. And Leon, their acts of kindness reached the Pope himself.
Exactly, Randy and Kelsey. The main message that Annunciation students want to send is what matters in life is not great deeds, but great love. Now, Annunciation Catholic School posted these images on its Facebook page, saying they see this great love in action every day. Former teachers came back to share their gifts. Middle school students took on cafeteria chores, like cleaning the tables and mopping the floor. Alumni also spoke to 8th graders about life beyond middle school. Also, Archbishop Bernard Hebda personally hand-delivered these cards made by Annunciation students to Pope Leo at the Vatican. Some of the cards thanked the Pope for praying for students. Hebda is on the far right in this photo, and the Pope on the left. The Archdiocese of St. Paul and Minneapolis Auxiliary Bishop Kevin Kenny appeared on the afternoon shift earlier today to talk about the meeting.
Pope Leo is such a human person, and I guess being from the United States and Chicago, and that you just feel that relationship and feel a little closer to him, that he, you understand him, know where he's coming from.
After Archbishop Hebda handed the Pope the cards, he released a statement to Fox 9 that reads in part, "The Holy Father was amazingly warm and promised his prayers for the families at Annunciation and for the whole Archdiocese. I felt honored to have had a few moments of his time." And a few weeks back, the auxiliary bishop got to meet with the Pope, and he handed him a 100th anniversary Annunciation button to let the Pope know that he's a VIP at Annunciation. We're live in Minneapolis tonight. Leon Purvis, Fox 9.
All right, thank you, Leon. We have an update now to a story that we've been following for weeks. After the Minnesota DFL revoked the endorsement of Omar Fateh for Minneapolis mayor, a court ruled his campaign did break the law. The judges determined his campaign used the Minnesota DFL logo to its website and campaign materials, even after the party revoked that endorsement. The Minneapolis DFL initially endorsed State Senator Fateh for mayor in July, but the State DFL party rescinded that endorsement a month later over concerns about the voting process. Fateh and his campaign have been fined $500. The St. Paul mayoral race is heating up.
Next, we hear from incumbent Mayor Melvin Carter and his main challenger.
Plus, it is the St. Paul School District's first new building in almost a decade. We're going to take you to the ribbon cutting for Bruce Vento Elementary School. And Chief Meteorologist Dan Leonard is tracking a hot weekend ahead of us.
I'll tell you what, it is August-like all the way into Sunday with near record high temperatures and a big, blustery, warm wind this weekend. It all comes to an end, though, next week, and we'll talk about all of this in your 7-day forecast right here at 9:30.
Fox 9 recently hosted a candid conversation about the future of downtown St. Paul with multiple stakeholders. We heard from Mayor Melvin Carter at that roundtable discussion.
And tonight we're hearing from the most well-known challenger running against Carter in St. Paul's race. Our So Young Kim joining us in the studio after speaking with State Representative Khalid.